Okay, so if you're running a business and you're using Google Ads, I bet you felt that pressure, right? The pressure to get your cost per click as low as possible. I mean, it seems logical, doesn't it? Cheaper clicks should mean a better return on your investment. But what if that common wisdom is actually costing you customers? Let's dig into that.
So does this sound familiar? You look at your Google Ads account, and hey, the clicks are rolling in. But your phone is just silent. There are no new quote requests coming in, no new jobs getting booked. You're seeing all this activity in your reports, but your business isn't seeing any real results. This is probably one of the most common and honestly frustrating problems you can run into with online ads.
And when that happens, yeah, it can honestly feel just like this. It feels like you're just writing a check to Google every month, right? You're spending your hard-earned money, and it feels like the only one really benefiting is, well, them. If you've ever felt this way, I want you to know you're definitely not alone. It's a huge sign that something is just fundamentally off with the kind of traffic your ads are bringing in.
All right, this brings us right to the heart of the issue, what I call the cheap click trap. It's this idea that seems so smart on the surface, getting the lowest cost per click, but it's often a massive mistake. A mistake that can cost a business a fortune in the long run. So let's break down exactly why that is.
So this really lays the whole problem bare, right? On the one hand, you've got the common goal that almost everyone starts with. Get the lowest cost per click. But then, look at the hidden result. The reality is, when you chase that goal, you almost always end up attracting the lowest quality visitors to your website. We're talking about people who are just browsing, not the ones who are ready to buy.
Here's a great way to think about it. Chasing those cheap clicks, it's literally like paying for a huge crowd of window shoppers to just walk through your store. Sure, from the outside, the place looks busy, but nobody's actually pulling out their wallet at the checkout counter. You end up paying for foot traffic, not for actual customers.
Okay, so if cheap clicks are the problem, then what's the solution, right? Well, it all comes down to really understanding what makes a click good in the first place. And the secret ingredient here, the whole key, is something called search intent.
So, what is search intent? It's really simple. It's just about figuring out what a person is actually trying to accomplish with their search. Forget the exact words for a second. What's their goal? Are they just kicking tires and doing research? Or are they in I need this fixed now mode, ready to hire someone? The words they type give us huge clues about where they're at.
So let's paint a picture of what a cheap click usually looks like. It almost always comes from a super generic search. Think about someone just typing plumber into Google. What are they doing? They're probably in research mode, just browsing around. They'll click your ad, take a quick look at your site, and then they're gone, hitting that back button. The chance they're going to turn into a paying customer, it's incredibly low.
Okay, now let's flip that around. What does a good click look like? It's a totally different story. It comes from a really specific search, something like emergency pipe repair near me. I mean, you can feel the urgency in that search, can't you? This person has a problem and they need it solved right now. They are ready to hire someone. When they land on your site, they're not looking for the back button. They're looking for your phone number.
And here's the kicker. These good clicks, they almost always cost more. And why is that? Well, because you're not the only one who wants them. Every one of your competitors wants that same click. Clicks from people who are actively trying to solve a problem right now are just way more competitive. Because, well, they're infinitely more valuable to your business.
So what this all means is that we have to stop obsessing over the cost of a single click. We need to start measuring what actually matters, what actually grows your business. The metric you should be focused on isn't your cost per click, it's your cost per lead.
Okay, let's look at a really simple example here. We've got two campaigns. Campaign A has a higher cost per click, $10. Campaign B, on the surface, looks way better, right? Only $5 a click. But now look at the conversion rates. Campaign A, the more expensive one, converts a fantastic 25% of its clicks. That gives us a final cost per lead of $40. Campaign B, though, it only converts 5%, making the real cost to get a lead a whopping $100.
So think about that for a second. Even though Campaign B's clicks were literally half the price, it ended up costing 2.5 times more to get an actual real lead. Chasing that cheap click turned out to be the most expensive mistake you could possibly make.
And hey, this isn't just some theory I'm cooking up. This next number, 400%, this is a real-world result from a campaign that totally embraced this strategy. So, what does this huge number actually represent? It represents a massive, massive increase in actual business. In this real campaign, they made a tough decision. They decided to pay 67% more for each click. I know, it sounds totally crazy, right? But by focusing only on those high-intent searches, their conversions, we're talking actual leads, actual jobs, shot up by 400%. Paying more for the right click led to dramatically more profit.
All right, so let's wrap this all up. What's the real bottom line here? What does all of this actually mean for your business, and how should you think about your ads from now on?
It's really this simple. Your goal isn't to get the cheapest click. Your goal is to find the most profitable customer. That's it. That's the only metric that actually pays the bills at the end of the day.
So, I want to leave you with a new question, a new way of thinking. The next time you log into your Google Ads account to check your results, what's the right question to ask yourself?
It's this one right here. Instead of asking, how much am I paying per click, I want you to start asking, what kind of clicks am I paying for? Are you paying for those window shoppers, or are you paying for real, motivated buyers who need your help today? I'm telling you that one shift in perspective, it changes absolutely everything.
Hey, if this was helpful and kind of shifted your thinking a bit, make sure you subscribe for more practical insights just like this. At Proper Marketers, this is what we do. We help service businesses turn their Google Ads into what actually matters: real phone calls and real book jobs. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.